All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I spend too much time looking at watches on the internet, going on Instagram. I got on Instagram 2 weeks ago under the name Fedor Lasco. Fedor was the name of my favorite MMA fighter from Russia back in the early 2000s, and then Lasco is a brand of a fan that I used to have, so I just combined them. So I've been on Instagram a lot, looking at it, trying not to waste my time, trying to moderate what I do, but I just got on it 2 weeks ago. It's like a new Christmas toy. You know, and I think about watches a lot. I'm a watch obsessive. It's ridiculous. Something you wear on your wrist, you think about all the time. Give me a break. What did my wife call me the other night? She wanted to know what time it was. She called me Captain Chronograph. I go, wow, that's a name for my video. So yeah, I think about watches a lot. But I have to tell you guys, of all the things I think about when it comes to watches, all the watches I've looked at, the one thing that keeps coming back to my mind is a November 2nd video by Bruce Williams where he's trimming the collection. I think his collection ballooned up to 18, 20 watches. And he honestly tells you that I think I was at my happiest and I was less stressed, less anxious when I was down to 3. And you know, I got this SP143. I think I could be down to 2. I could have this and the Umera Diver. I mean, this is much smaller than I usually go for, but it's just so beautiful I don't even care. So Bruce also told me subsequent to that you know, we're always going to keep going though. You know, we would love to settle down, but our curiosity, our love of watches is going to keep bringing them in. And I think there lies the fundamental source of our frustration and our madness as watch obsessives is that constant contradiction between the desire to have 3 watches, which would be great for all of us for so many reasons. Bonding with them, not being anxious, but then that curiosity, which would always inflate the collection. So we're at war with ourselves constantly, and I've talked about this before in previous videos. You know, I'm obsessed with it, and you know, what's the solution? I don't know. I was working out with my kettlebells, which is like they make me happy. Kettlebells, for whatever reason. I'm 60 years old. I think I should have like a YouTube channel about trying to stay young and fit when you're in your 60s. That might be relevant. I mean, I'll never be the liver king. You'll never see me eating raw organs. But anyway, I'm working out, and this word came to me: Spiriwatchality. Spiriwatchality. And I was thinking, you know, there's a fundamental frustration and madness and sadness to our collection, the contradiction that I just defined to you. And I think we need some strategies. We need some Spiriwatchality strategies to deal with this. And some things that we can do to cope with the situation. I'll give you an example. Here's a strategy. It's okay to sell a watch that you love if it's a source of constant problem. It's a source of constant unease. You can't experience the watch as a whole. The sum of its parts just don't bond with you as a whole. You love certain things about it. So on Friday morning here in Los Angeles, well, here in Torrance, it was 70 degrees, beautiful day. My friend in crime came over, Carlos. You know, his daughter lives nearby. He came over from Covina. If you know anything about Los Angeles, driving Covina to Torrance, you might as well just tell someone you're driving to Arizona. You're going to Phoenix. It's a long drive. So he came over. I was out on my front patio at the patio table with my watch box, my collection, and we sat and we talked. And I sold him my Seiko MM300 Blue. And it wasn't even like a pressure sale. He was just going to take it home and wear it for a while and see if it was something he wanted to do. And I gave him all the bracelets, and he had other straps. He had waffles, and I was going to make a video about it, and then he texted me this morning. He said, I'm buying it. It's a keeper. And here's the thing. Here's why I'm so glad I sold it to him, and so glad that I sold it. And it's a great watch. The lume, I think, is my favorite thing about it. But here's the thing about Carlos. He tried it on the Jubilee, the Hexad, all these waffle straps, all this stuff, and he told me this morning, I like the stock bracelet. And I said to him, I'm glad you bought it then, because if you're not wearing it on the stock bracelet, you're not really enjoying the full MM3 experience. You know, that's some serious spiriwatchality. That's a weird word, McMahon. Where'd you come up with that? And so I'm glad I sold to him. I mean, I had the same problem with the Tudor Black Bay. Carlos actually sold that to me on a rubber strap. I bought a strap code bracelet that was beautiful, actually, but I never felt like I was having the full experience. I wasn't feeling spending $900 on the original Tudor bracelet, so I sold it. And you know, that's just how that played out, man. So that's an important principle. A second principle I have is that it's okay to love a watch and not own it. There are a lot of watches out there that I really love. I love the Rolex Daytona. I love the Rolex Explorer. I don't have to own it. I love the Omega Planet Ocean. You know, do I have to own it? Not really. I mean, if someone bought me one, would I wear it? Yeah, of course. But I don't know if I'm prepared to enjoy and feel relatively good and comfortable about wearing a $6,000 watch. It's personal preference. You know, some people are comfortable doing that. I don't know if I am. I'm pretty happy wearing a watch that costs this much right here. Not bad. So it's okay. The other thing I consider to be part of spirituality, it's okay to be in a state of stasis. S-T-A-S-I-S. What is stasis? Stasis is just inactivity. I mean, think about it. Are you in a state right now where you don't have any watches coming in the mail and you don't have any watches for sale? You are in a state of stasis. And I think that's okay. I think that's all right. The fourth thing, something Carlos and I talked about, is we were talking about buying watches compulsively, and Carlos said, you know, Jeff, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes my life is just going too good. I just get bored and I sit down and I want to buy a watch. And I think I'd done it too. You know, when I was a kid in the 60s, we had a commercial for Skin Bracer. It was like some sort of aftershave, and some dude, you know, he's half asleep, he just got up, he's trying to wake up, and he puts some of this aftershave on, Skin Bracer, slaps his face, and he shakes his head around, bang, 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 bang. And I think a lot of times we buy watches because we want some Skin Bracer. We're just trying to wake up, man. And it's kind of dangerous. Spirituality would discourage you from that scenario. The sixth principle I would have is that I think it's important to develop friendships in the watch community and not do this on your own. I've been thinking that I'm not that smart by myself. I'm not very reasonable by myself. I don't have the powers of reason by myself. But when I'm joined with a collective, when I'm part of a group, I get smarter. My powers of reason are there, and I'm just more sane. I mean, there was a movie called Castaway. Tom Hanks did a good job. I mean, one of the challenges he had is he was all alone on an island, was not losing his mind. And I think we could really lose our minds. It was great to see Carlos, my friend, on Friday. We had a good talk. It's really important to have, you know, to bounce your ideas off of someone who's in watch world, just like you are. They're stuck in watch world. So it was a great talk. We talked about buying watches out of boredom and about Bruce Williams' 3-watch theory. It's just, oh man, it'd be nice just to have 3 watches. I think I could do that with this thing. I can't believe this thing is ticking all the boxes, as you guys like to say. It's ticking all the boxes. Speaking of the 143, this will get to my 7th principle of Spiriwatchality. Maybe I should come up with a new word. I don't know. Spirit. As I said in a previous video, in which I ironically said don't buy this watch, you know, perfection is the mother of boredom. And I don't think you should look for perfection in your collection. I think you should try to have fun. I mean, I really enjoy having fun with this watch. I think it's more about the fun than the perfection of it. And I was going to tell you one last thing. Don't rely on a watch to define your masculinity. You know, this watch, you know, this is under 41 millimeters. This is a size that I don't normally wear because I that sort of alpha power pose that we often do. You know, my wife and I, we watch this show. It's very popular. It's called Yellowstone. It's just like every plot line is about a power play. It's about dudes jockeying for power. You know what, man? I'm not going to rely on a watch being a certain size to define my masculinity. You know, wearing this does not threaten my masculinity, not in the slightest. You know what threatens my masculinity is being lazy and judging people harshly when my own flaws are far more egregious. So those are my 7 principles for Spiriwatchality. Let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out.